Students, let us continue our lesson 8, the Mauryan Empire. Almost last topics, 2-3 topics only are there for completing this lesson. Next topic is, in our last class we studied about the administration of Mauryan Empire and its features. Next is the Mauryan economy. Remember, Mauryan economy. The Mauryan economy was actually based on their agriculture, and the state provided irrigation facilities, and slaves were engaged in agriculture work on a large scale. The slaves were the major part of the farmers, and the means works done there in the field and all, it was done by these slaves. Along with agriculture, trade was the another important occupation in the society. Traders were organized in guilds. They were called as stranies. Inland trade was there, and also that means exports were there, and also importing items were there. The trade relation carried on with Syria, Egypt, Greece, Rome, China and Sri Lanka. And also the chief items of exported items from Mauryan Empire to these countries were spices, pearls, diamonds, sandalwood, ivory, cloth, silk, yarn, etc. And also the imported items to Mauryan Empire, that were linen, silver, gold, dry fruits, etc. So just let us want to study which were the items, those who traded exporting items and imported items. Next is the main topic, it is revenue system of the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan state exercised strict control over all trade and industry. There was state monopoly of mining and metallurgy. Remember, mining means taking out the metals, that it is known as mining, and related as metals, it is known as metallurgy. The land revenue was the chief source of income in the Mauryan Empire. It varied between 1/6 and 1/4 on the basis of the fertility of the soil. More fertilized soil, they collected 1/6, and like that way, based on the fertility of the soil, two kinds of taxes were imposed. They were known as Bhaga and Bali. Bhaga was levied on agriculture, and Bali was imposed upon religious tribute, related as the religious tribute and all, that is Bali. So it is 1 mark question, two kinds of taxes, Bhaga and Bali. Also Bhaga related as agriculture and Bali related as religious purpose. Next it is also they followed coins of different metals were used for exchange. Different metals used for making coins and all, it was related as the revenue system. Next topic is art and architecture of the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryas made remarkable contribution to art and architecture. Ashoka, his period, it is said that he built almost over 8,400 stupas, and a stupa is a dome shaped structure where the relics of Buddha or Buddhist saints were kept. Of the Ashokan stupas, the most famous are the Sanchi stupa and Barhat stupa. It is in Madhya Pradesh. The Mauryas built prayer halls and monasteries. Remember students, we already studied about the Ashoka. After the Kalinga war, he embraced Buddhism. So all were during the period of Ashoka, all kind of his contributions, we can see that a touch of Buddhist philosophy. The best specimens of the Mauryan art are the number of monolithic. Monolithic means carved out of single piece of rock. In a single piece some things are carved. Stone pillars. These pillars have decorative tops called capitals with beautifully carved different animal figures. The most famous of these figures, it is at Saranath pillar. Remember, it's very famous and very important, and also it's very familiar to us, this Saranath pillar. It's having the lion capital, and it has 4 lions sitting back to back, so that they face 4 different directions. It's showing like that all directions are equal. There is a Dharma Chakra or wheel of law in the center of the base of that plate, with a figure of a bull on the right side and of a horse on the left. The wheel appears on our national flag. We know that in the center of that white color, we know that navy blue one wheel is there. It is known as Ashoka Chakra. Actually, during the period of Ashoka, he constructed this Sarnath pillar, and the wheel appears on our national flag. The lion capital has been adopted as the national emblem of India. We know that in our currency notes and also in our coins we can see this emblem. It is pointed on our currency and government documents. All the government documents, our national emblem we can see. This national emblem we adopted after our independence from this Ashoka Stupa, or related as this pillar. So that much importance already. First of this lesson I told this lesson is very important. Many more 1 mark questions are there. Want to read the text very deep way itself, very intensive way itself. You want to read the text inside the lesson. Chances are there many more 1 mark questions. So read the text. Next and the last topic is decline of the Mauryas. The Mauryan Empire actually declined and disintegrated after the death of Ashoka. It was happened in 232 BCE. Anyway, some other reasons also are considering as the reason for decline of the Mauryan Empire. First one is Ashoka's successors were very weak and incompetent. The empire was huge and faraway areas could not be controlled from the center. The funds were insufficient to maintain the administration of the army. Money or the fund, it was very insufficient, very less. That was not at all much for meet their administration or needs. The division of the empire into a number of provinces and giving the governors of these provinces independent powers weakened the empire. We already studied that the provisional government and their district. So the head of the provinces, they were then corruption. And also finally the reason it is caused in 81-85 BCE. Pushyamitra Sunga, the commander-in-chief of the last Mauryan ruler, killed his master Brihadratha and ascended the throne. That was the final reason behind the decline of Mauryan Empire or Mauryan dynasty. So remember students, let us read the text after listening the class. Here we are completing this lesson, Mauryan Empire. Okay, I hope that you all are doing very well after listening the class. Read the text. Okay, thank you.